Hello and welcome back to my countdown to the new season of Doctor Who. Today we'll be making K-9. And he features some kind of complicated structuring, but if you follow along and you have the written pattern, which includes a rough diagram, I'm sorry it is rough, you'll find you should be able to make it. Okay, so let's see what we need. I need some gray yarn for his body and his head. I'm using Caron Simply Soft, just the gray. I don't have the wrappers for these, sorry, but it's just a gray. And it's worsted weight. You're going to need some black. That's for his embroidered little screen there and his collar. Okay, you're going to need a bit of white for the K-9 on the side, and I know it's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry. The white and the lighter gray that I use for this particular one kind of are too similar, and it makes it hard to see. You're going to need some red, and that's for his collar, some buttons on his back, and his eye area. Okay, and then finally a tiny bit of blue and a tiny bit of green, again for the buttons on his back. And you can decide if you want to make them into a Christmas ornament, whatever color you'd like to use for that. You're also going to need a pipe cleaner, a chenille stem. You don't need a whole one, just a little bit for his tail and for his, well, they look like satellites in the pictures and on the TV show. His ears, okay? And then he is kind of top or front heavy. His head weighs quite a bit, and it tends to want to hang this way, so to combat that you can put a little weight in it. I found these at Hobby Lobby. They are for Pinewood Derby cars, but I got one heck of a steal on them. But you can put one in the back here, and that will balance it out. Okay. You could use anything you like. You need your scissors, of course, a tapestry needle, and most importantly, your hook to match your yarn. I'm using a size G or 4.25 millimeters. You use the size hook that that will go with the yarn that you are using. Bigger or chunkier yarn will need a larger hook and will lead to a slightly bigger K-9. Okay, you need super chunky and make a really big K-9. Okay, so get your stuff and we'll get going. Alright, I forgot to mention that the pattern for this guy will be on Ravelry and will be linked down below. Okay, as soon as I can get it up, it'll be down there, so you can follow along. There included will be a very rough diagram. You can see part of it here. Okay, it'll be very rough. I'm sorry, I am not a professional diagram maker by any stretch, so unfortunately what I can draw is what you're getting. Okay, so to begin we need to make a slip knot. So wrap the yarn, kind of pinch it with your thumb and your first finger, wrap it around, make a loop, take it off your fingers, take the working yarn, push it up through the middle of that circle loop you made, and then pinch it and pull it down. And now you have a nice slip knot to stick on your hook. Cinch it down. You don't want to make it too tight, because we got to be able to get our hook back in there when we get to that particular stitch. And now we need to chain 11. So first we're going to yarn over, and then we'll pull that loop we just made. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. That loop we just made through the loop that was already on the hook for a chain. So that's chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then chain 1 to chain up. And now we are going to do row number 1. Row number 1 is a simple single crochet back to the beginning. So we're going to skip the one that's closest to our hook and go in the next one. Go under, you'll see 3, so there's that and then there. You want to go between that string and that string, okay? And I find it easier if I look on the back. That way I can make sure I'm not splitting my yarns. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now I have 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. And you'll notice I'm really pinching the chain with my fingernail there. Okay, that just helps me. Now that's 1, and we need to go back to the beginning. 2, 3, and back to the beginning. You'll have 10, and I'll meet you when I get that done. I've done 9, and now I need to put the last one right here in front of that slip knot. Okay, and 10. Just like we've been doing. And now we're ready to begin row number 2. Row number 2 is a simple single crochet in each stitch of the row below it. Okay, so to step up, we got a chain 1, which is about the height of a single crochet. Then we're going to turn our project and go back the other way. Insert your hook into the first stitch. If you look at single crochet or any crochet, you'll see that it makes a V down the top of each stitch. There's 2 legs, front loops and back loops. That'll come into play in just a little bit. We'll need to know which one is which, but for the moment we need to go under both loops. So go right here. If you look, there's the single crochet, there's a single crochet. We go in the space between. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. I'm going to do that again for a total of 10 stitches. Okay, and I'll be back when I have that done. Alright, I have done 9, and the last one is going to go right here. Okay, make sure you don't skip it. So under both loops, yarn over, drop a loop. Now you have 2. Yarn over and pull through both. So this is what we have so far. Just like that. And now we're ready to begin row number 3. Row number 3, we're going to start our shaping. If you look at the prototype here, he's got a trapezoidal shape for his 2 sides, rectangular shape for the top here, ignoring all that stuff. If you look just here, he's a rectangle there and a rectangle on the bottom. Okay, so we need to start making our trapezoid. So to do that, we need to decrease on both sides evenly. So we're going to step up by chaining 1, turn your project, and now we're going to decrease. This decrease is different from amigurumi decreases. It is a normal decrease because we are working back and forth and turning. We need to do a normal decrease so that it doesn't look strange. So to do a normal decrease, we're going to go into the first stitch and drop a loop, then go into the second stitch and drop a loop. You have 3, yarn over and pull through all 3. So where there once was 2 stitches, there's only 1 now. Okay, then we need to single crochet in the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that leaves 2 stitches left to be decreased exactly the same way. as we did it for the first two. Insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop into the second one. And that's the one that tends to get lost, so don't lose it, okay? Make sure you didn't split the yarn, which I haven't. You yarn over and drop another loop. So now we have 1, 2, 3. You yarn over and pull through all 3. And now, this is what we have. It's starting to come in on an angle here and on an angle there. Alright, so now we're ready to step up and do row number 4. To step up, as always, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And now row number 4 is just single crochet in each stitch for a total of 8 stitches. So there's 1, and I will meet back up with you when I'm ready to do the next row. Alright, I finished row number 4. Now I'm ready to step up and do row number 5. So chain 1 and turn the project. And now we got to do a little bit more decreasing. Just like we did before, we're going to decrease by 2 stitches. 2 stitches here and 2 stitches here together. So insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop into the second one, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now yarn over and pull through all 3. So again, where there once was 2, there is now only 1. Then we need a single crochet in the next 4 stitches, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that. And now we only have 2 stitches left. We need to decrease. So yarn over and pull up a loop into the first one, into the second one, yarn over and pull up another loop. We have 3, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is the end of row 5. Okay. And here's what we have. Our gradual slopes. And don't worry, I know this is looking a little strange here. It's kind of pulling a little bit. But when we sew the end to the beginning, that won't be an issue. Alright, so the next one is just a regular 1-to-1. So chain up and row 6. Do a single crochet in each stitch for a total of 6 stitches. 1. I'll meet back with you when I have that done. Alright, I've made it back. Now we're actually done with one side. So now we can do the top. And because it's K-9, he's very boxy. And if I had used the structure like I did, had I made him a structure like I did with my TARDIS, check the eye, it's up there. It's linked up there. You would see that he's supposed to be very boxy, okay, very angular. Right, but I stuffed this one, so he's a little poofy. But we need to turn the corner, and to turn a corner, that means either front loops or back loops only. So chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to use the back loops only. So here's that V, there's the back leg and the front leg. Normally we would go under both like that, but for back loops only, we're going to go between the 2 and under only the back, like that. So then we're going to continue making this single crochet just like we were. So you yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 2. You yarn over and pull through both of them. We're going to do it again. There's that back loop. Go under it. You yarn over and pull up a loop. You yarn over and pull through 2. Back loops only for the rest of them for a total of 6. That's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oops, I split the yarn there. Yarn out. pull through 2. And now this will naturally want to turn the corner. Okay, and we get this nice ridge right here. Hold on, let me find my pointy toothpick. We get this nice ridge right here of the unused front loops only. Okay, the front loops we didn't use make that nice ridge. So now we need to continue. So that was the end of row number 7. We need to do 3 more to finish the top. So chain up 1, and now just regular both loops together, single crochet, normal crochet, yarn over and or insert your hook under both loops, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and do that to the end for a total of 6 stitches in row number 8. When you get to the end, don't forget the one that likes to hide. Okay, chain 1 to row number 9 and row number 10 the same way. I'll be back when I have that done. Alright, here's what I have so far. We have this nice trapezoidal piece, and then a nice center piece that is 4 rows high. This one was 6 and this one was 4. And this is the inside, and here's the outside with that nice ridge right there. Okay, so we are now ready to begin making. So we've made this side and the top, and now we need to make this side. Alright, to make this side, it's the exact opposite of what we did for the first side. So we need to chain 1 to step up and turn, and now we need to turn the corner again. So this piece is right here is turning away from us. We'll need to turn away from us again and go down. Okay, so that means back loops only again. So there's that V. There's the second loop. Go in the back loop right there. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then you're going to do that again for a total of 6. So that's 2, 3, and you'll notice that sometimes I use my hook to pull that loop out. That just makes it a little easier to find. And get your hook under there. Okay. Just like that. That's number 6. And then the end of row 11. Okay. And now it's naturally wanting to turn downward. Okay. So this one wanted to turn back, and this one wants to turn down. And that's good. That's what we need. Alright, so row number 12 is simply single crochet in each stitch for a total of 6 stitches. So chain 1 and turn. And now you're going to put 1 single crochet regular under both loops into each stitch from the row below. I'll be right back. Alright, I finished the end of row 12, and now I need to chain up 1. And now, to start building our trapezoid pieces, where this part came in, this part needs to start going out. And to do that, we do increases. To do an increase, we just put 2 stitches where there used to be 1. So insert your hook under both loops of the first stitch, you yarn over and pull up a loop, you yarn over and pull through 2 for a single crochet, then do it again in the exact same spot. So right there. Oops. And don't split the yarn. I start to rush and I split the yarn. And then you're going to single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right there. And now we need to put 2 in the last one. Yep, the one that's tries to hide, don't let it hide on you. Okay. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, like that, and then in the same spot, right there, put a second one, just like that. And now, where there was 2, or where there was 1, there's now 2, and same with this side, so we have a total of 8 stitches. And now we need to, and that was the end of row number 13. Row number 14, chain 1 and turn. You're going to put a single crochet in each stitch for a total of 8 stitches. And I will be back when I have that finished. Alright, I just finished row 14. And now I need to chain 1 to step up. And now, to make this end as wide as this end, we need to do another increase round. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 and 2, just like that. Then a single crochet in the next 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 2, and the last one. And there's my cat, not happy with me because I've got her locked out of my room with a baby gate. She's too old to jump. So insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then put a second one in that same spot. Just like that. And now, that is the end of row 15. And now to make this as tall as this one, we need 1 more row. So, yarn over and chain up 1, turn, and now put a single crochet in each stitch of the row below for a total of 10 stitches. And now, I finished row 16, and this is what I have. It looks like a bow tie. Bow ties are cool, as anyone who watches Doctor Who knows. And now we need to finish the bottom. This is the inside. Here's the outside. And now we have to make a turn again. So chain 1 to step up and turn. And now this is how it's sitting. There's an end view. Okay. So we need to turn. Here's where we are. We need to turn away from us again, which means back loops only yet again. So insert your hook into the back loop of the first stitch from the row below, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and do it again for a total of 10 single crochet back loop only. Alright, I just finished row 17 and it's turning. This is the row of unused front loops from this row that we've done. Okay, so that's row number 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 are all the same. We're going to chain 1 to turn, and turn your project, and now we're going to put a single crochet into each stitch for a total of 10 stitches. And we're going to finish rows 18 through 22 in the same way. And let me back up with you when I have that finished. Alright, I just finished row 22, and this is what I have on the inside. Okay. And on the outside, it looks like a bow tie with an extra kind of flap there. And when you fold it up, you get you get this. Okay. At this point, you can decide if you want to make a structure using the mesh plastic the plastic canvas, the plastic mesh canvas is what I'm trying to say. Or you can stuff it and start thinking about that. Not necessary to have a decision just yet, but there is beginning of the body. So to finish off, you're simply going to chain out, and then instead of turning your project and going on, we're going to actually cut off our yarn, leaving a sizable tail, just like that, and then just pulling the tail all the way through like that, giving it a yank to tighten that final spot there. And now we can add the missing front and back panels. Okay. Alright, to add in the front and back panels, we're going to work from the front side, which is the side that has the ridges. Okay, there's the inside with no ridges, more like valleys. And here's the side with the ridges. We're going to work from the side that has the ridges. Alright. So the first one, we're going to insert our hook, and we're going to add 4 stitches evenly across here. 4 to match up with the 4 rows. Okay, we're going to go from 4 to 6. This has 6 rows on the very bottom where it needs to match up. So we need to make another trapezoid shape to fit in this hole that's left. Okay, so 4 here, 6 there. So insert your hook at the end of the first row, and if you haven't lost the end of your yarn like I have, it should be easy. I don't use a slip stitch when I add in yarn. I find it adds extra knots that aren't pleasant to work around. Okay, so I just wrap the yarn around my hook and pull up a loop and chain 1, and now I can put single crochet working over that beginning tail. There it is. Okay, I'm working over it and putting a single crochet right there, and then 3 more, 1 at the end of each row. So there's 2 at the end of that row, then here's 1 at the end of this row. Okay, I'm going to try not to split my yarn, and the final one, it's pretty obvious where it wants to go. Just like that. So now we have a row of 4 that we've attached at the end of this section of 4 rows. Okay, so the next one is just chain up 1 and turn your project. And now you can just drop that tail. We don't need to worry about it, it's in there pretty securely. Insert your hook into the first stitch and do a single crochet in each stitch for a total of 4 in this round, or row number 2 of this side. Or I'm sorry, the end. These are end spots here. Just like that. And here's what I have so far. Chain up 1 and turn. Next one we need to add in an extra stitch. And I got a fuzzy in there that we don't want. Insert the hook and do a single crochet in the first one. Then you can pick here or here to put your 2. It does not matter which. I'm going to do it in the first one because that's what my diagram shows. So 1 and 2 in this next stitch. Okay, and 3 and 4. And then you're probably thinking, hey, wait a second. you did your trapezoid shaping on the ends here, and you're right, I did. This piece, to make my shaping, to make it long enough, in other words, it needs to be 6 rows long, which matches up to the 6 rows here and here. I need to do the shaping in the middle instead of on the outside, because I could go from 4 to 6, no problem. But it'll only give me 4 rows. I need 6, which means I have to do my shaping 1 extra stitch in every 2 rows. Okay? That's why I didn't do it like that. Like the previous way. I have to do it this way. Now, I could do 3 rows of 4 and 3 rows of 6, but again, that gives me some funky shaping when I'm trying to attach this side to this side. And that doesn't look very good either. But adding an extra stitch in the middle kind of forces this row out just the tiniest bit on either end to make room for it in the middle. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. So now I have 5 stitches where I once had 4. I need to go and do my next row. So chain up 1 and turn. And now, in row number 4 of the end piece, I'm going to put 5 stitches in. Again, 5 single crochets, so 1 in each stitch. And don't split the yarn. I know, I keep saying that, but I keep doing it, so every time I do it, you hear it. I'm sorry. And 5. And that is the 3rd row. I'm sorry, I misspoke. That's the 4th row. Now we're going to chain up 1 and turn. And now we need to add in another stitch, so we'll have 6. So we're going to single crochet in the first 2. And then in the middle stitch, which is stitch number 3, we're going to put 2 single crochet. And I'm really sorry for the background noise. My husband has decided that he needs to work on stuff while I'm trying to film. And unfortunately, woodworking makes a lot of noise. In case you were wondering, I did 1, 2 single crochets, or single crochet in the first 2 stitches, 2 in the third, and then a single crochet in the last 2, for a total of 6 stitches. Alright, chain 1 and turn. And now we're going to do our final row of this panel. And that's just a single crochet in each stitch for a total of 6 stitches. Three, 4, 5, and 6. And now we can fasten off, so chain 1, leave a long tail, you might need it, and then pull that loop out, pull it down, and now this is what I have, a sort of, I don't even know what shape to call this, okay, and this tail that we started with on this particular section is now in there securely. We can actually snip it off. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so if you look, the 2 additional stitches, the one here at row number 3 and the one here at row number 5, have made it so that these sides push out just a little bit, which is all we need, just a little bit. And now we have 6 rows, and they match up with the 6 rows here and here. We have a total of 6 stitches here, matches up with the 6 rows here. And of course we started with 4, and it matches up with the 4 that we have at the top. So now what we need to do is turn our work around, not flip it, but spin it around and add this panel exactly the same on this side. Starting here with the 4, another row of 4, 5, where you add in an extra one in the middle stitch, 5 again, then 6, and 6. Okay, so go ahead and make your other panel, and I'll meet back up with you when I have mine done. Alright, I finished adding my other panel on, so here's what I have. Just zoom out just a little so you can see the whole thing. And I have long tails and a few spots. Okay. And now is when you have to decide whether or not you want to use the mesh to make a structure. Okay, that same, hold on, I got a piece. That same plastic canvas, the mesh canvas. If you do, then you need to carefully measure out each piece. Okay, this is actually not long enough. Needs one more row on either end, one or the other. Okay, but you would measure just inside, okay, just inside each piece, and then for the trapezoids you'll stair step. If you saw my TARDIS, you'll know that for the top structure I made 4 triangles and then stitched them together. I cut out 4 triangles and then stitched them together is what I was trying to say. You'll have to do the same for the trapezoid. Each of the 4 trapezoid pieces, and then you have 2 rectangle pieces. I'm not going to do that, but you can if you want to make it more boxy. I think it just looks really cute with chubby sides. Okay, just little chubs. I think that's really cute. Since I'm not going to, I'm just going to stitch them together. I've put my tapestry needle on one of the long tails, this one up here. And now I'm just going to carefully stitch up all the sides. So I'm going to stitch this one to this one, and this one to this section. The same here, these two, and then finally I'll stitch this end to this end. And when I get a few stitches in, I'll leave a little space and stuff using Polyfil. Alright, I've made a bit of a stitch by number here to help guide what colors what size we need to join where. The yellow here is going to match up with that yellow, stitch those together. The pink with this pink, and it's just from here to there. Oh, let me find my toothpick. Probably be easier to see. Okay. So we're going to join this to this section right here. Okay. So pink to pink. Turquoise to turquoise. Here to here. Then purple to purple. Alright. And then once you have those folded up, then you can start matching up this end, which is white, to this side here, which is also white, and then the peridot green color here to this side, and then finally do blue to blue. And when I get to the blue to blue, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, okay, just a bit, so that I can stuff it. Alright, hopefully that makes sense. This picture will be included in my pattern on Ravelry. Hopefully that'll help. To stitch, I'm going to use the ladder stitch. The ladder stitch just means you go, here's where I'm coming out. Let me zoom in. There you go. Here's where I'm coming out here. I'm going to jump across to the very end of this row. And like I said, it's kind of wanting to twist and turn on you. That's okay. and that makes a kind of a ladder rung. Okay, I'm not going to pull it all the way tight. You do it when you are when you're stitching yours. I just want to show you. So I came up through here. Now I'm going up just a little ways and down through that one and up through this one, and that forms the second rung. I'm going to go up just a little bit along the edge, push my needle down, jump over here to the corresponding spot, okay, and go through that one. Go up a little ways along the side, push my needle down, and then jump across to the corresponding spot and push up. So that if you pull it apart, you're going to see what looks like kind of like ladder rungs. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And now I've pulled it tight. You can almost not see the join at all. I'm going to keep doing this until I have all the sides stitched together, except for the little bit when I attached this end to this end. I'll leave just a little gap for stuffing, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've got the sides all stitched except for this little bit right here, and here's what it is. Okay, so now I can just add my fluff here. And then finish stitching all the way across. Now, you can add the embroidery. It's hard to see the K-9 on either side. You can add those on before you stitch this up. It's actually easier if you do it that way, but I always forget and tend to jump ahead. And since I've already pretty much jumped ahead, I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing this up, and I'll meet back with you in a minute. Alright, I've got it stitched up, but before I pull it tight, I want to add in my weight. Like I said, this is for Pinewood Derby cars. Anybody who knows anything about Cub Scouts, you'll know what Pinewood Derby is. And I just want to add in a couple of these. I'll be right back. I gotta get the husband. Alright, the husband broke these off for me, so thank you, honey. There was no way I was ever going to get that done by myself. So now I can just put some pieces in here. And now that's going to make this tail end just a little bit weightier, as if you'll notice on this K-9, he likes to kind of put his head in the ground. Okay, so hopefully it'll push him so that he'll keep his head up. At least that's the hope. Okay, so now I can just cinch this whole thing down, just like that. And the weights are here and here. Okay, and now I can just work this tail thread in, and the bottom, or the body, will be done. I'll be right back.